how you got into like the sneaker game or like sneaker culture.
Yeah, I mean, I think growing up, I just hooped a lot. Me and my brother, we just hooped all the time. We loved hip hop and R&B, and we loved all of that. And I think it just kind of naturally transitioned into just me just loving sneakers and fashion and streetwear and all that. So I think it just was kind of natural for me. And now I love just keeping up with it because I think some of these things, especially nowadays, it's also so influential in news. And so the more in tune I can be with it, the more, I think it makes me even better at my job because there are things that will pop up in news that is very much influenced by the culture, And so, I'm personally into it. I'm personally passionate about it, but there is a value in it when it comes to my job too.
Yeah. And is there ever does it ever, I guess, interfere with like the work culture? Because then, there's like uniforms or like,
what's the dress code as anchor?
Yeah. So, I mean, I wear a suit every day. But I would say most days, like I just like wear a pair of Jordans or
I love
a pair
that.
of New Balances.
So suit game
like
must
that.
be quite strong when you wear a suit every day. See, I have a lot of friends that wear suits to work too, and then whenever we go out on the weekend, they come out looking sharp every time. I'm like, dude, I don't got that many suits because my uniform is this.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming, say you're wearing suits every day, your closet must be stacked with suits. That's
it's I wear a suit every day, and I mean I like that. But I usually just like rock a pair of sneakers. That's comfortable.
I love that though. I love that. It makes you like so much more relatable.
Is the dress code just suit? Is it? Well, I suppose there's themes, right? It probably changes based on the season.
It kind of varies like from station to station or management teams or whatever. Some places are a little bit more, and especially because I work in a morning show where we're a little bit more laid back.
Morning.
Some morning teams like the men, they don't wear ties. I think it's shifting a little bit from the old school days of news where it was really buttoned up. But for me personally, I think I like wearing a tie. I like wearing a suit, and so I wear what also makes me feel good and feel proud. And and it's I posted something on my Facebook a while ago about how for me, if I didn't wear a tie every day, I know my boss wouldn't care because I think he's someone that really gives me the space to be who I am. And I love that because I know not everyone has that freedom, and so I appreciate that. I personally choose to wear a tie every day because, for me growing up, that's something that my parents always saw as like a symbol of success or as like that like I've made it, right? And they're proud of that. So the fact that I can wear a tie to work every day, I know makes my parents proud, and so I would never take that for granted.
Yeah, no, that's quite interesting.
Yeah,
so, go ahead.
Yeah, because like I think I kind of grew up with that same sentiment. Where it's like I grew up with this idea of like what success looked like. And so like when I had the job, when my background is I used to work in offices and stuff, and so I still feel very proud like when I am able to throw on a suit and throw on a tie and stuff like that. And so then like me now as a farmer, like I don't.
Do you miss the suit and tie?
Yeah.
Every once in a while, I do. Because there is like something that when you throw it on,
there's
like it does, like you feel good.
You feel sharp.
You feel
But you're not just a
exactly.
farmer. You're like a business owner, man.
I don't know. I don't know if I like that word. Like a lot of people, they'll throw out the word like entrepreneur. But then for me, I'm like, I'm not an entrepreneur. Like when I think of entrepreneur, I think of somebody who's like a great speaker, suit and tie every day. I'm like, I'm just the dirty, dingy farmer.
No.
And also, I think also marketing. I think nobody wants to buy food from an entrepreneur, but they'll buy food from a farmer.
I mean, I think if you're
marketing wise, I'd rather.
Since you do bees, I think if you were the suit doing bees, I'd probably be like,
I don't trust that guy. That guy is not right. Yeah, he doesn't actually wear bees.
One day you're gonna have to go to business meetings, right?
That's when I'll just send two.
Yeah, no, it's true. I mean, yeah, even for me with the uniform, like there's definitely that card that you do still have to play. Like I mostly dress like this because we work with cars.
Yeah.
Like my industry is cars, and it's not just like dealership cars. It's a lot of like ricey cars, sports cars. In the car world, like most people that I meet in the car world are pretty like. First of all, you like cars. Like that's a childhood thing that we all enjoy.
Yeah.
So like generally we're not. I find that my audience doesn't judge each other based on this as much as like knowledge. Like, hey, this is the car that you like, I like. So
but you still can't be caught rolling around in a bust-down car.
No,
though,
I
right?
still, well, no, I still wear generally like a polo that is kind of presentable and stuff like that, especially as the owner. And so it's always like you got to set a little bit of example too for your team. You know, you can't look it all busted. And I've kind of learned a trick. You can kind of wear whatever you want here, as long as you just kind of do your hair, style it to the side, and just clean up here. It still kind of looks.
Image is important.
Images,
no matter what job. Right?
Yeah.
Being able to present yourself well, or whether it's like your image, how you speak, like being able to like project that onto people around you is so important.
I remember one of my first mentors when I was really young, and I was telling her that, man, she asked me like, if 10 years from now, like, what do you envision? Like where do you envision yourself? Like, what are you doing? And at the time I said, I want to anchor. And she was like, then you better show up every day dressing for that job. She was like, it doesn't matter if you're reporting, if you are just, off the street today and you're in the office. She was like, you better start dressing the part every day.
Right. Dress for the job you want, right?
Yeah. And so at the time, I mean, I didn't really internalize it. But now looking back, I was like, man, she was so right, and so not even in like a vain kind of way, but I think for me, when I dress well and I feel like I look well, I think it just kind of boosts my confidence a little bit.
For sure.
It makes my mind even a little bit sharper.
For sure.
Absolutely. Like, and I always talk about this too. Like, even if it's not in just clothing alone, sometimes for me it's always been in fitness, right?
Yes.
So like if I'm fit, I know that I can come into my work day just feeling my best. And feeling my best is important because I need to perform when I'm here. Work is work. Eventually, as you have employees like I do now, it's like people are looking at you as well too, right? So it's not to the point where like I'm scared of being judged, but I also know that you kind of are, especially if you're the boss. Like, you have to lead by example. So fitness to me is kind of like dressing up nice.
Yeah, everyone has their thing.
Everyone has their thing that allows them to feel, that makes you feel like, hey, I'm coming here to perform, and it's like turning your mind on, especially